The one thing that I've noticed here that I don't think I've ever expected is everybody who's here wants to be here, and everybody who's here loves it. And it's more than just a place you go to school. It's a place that just kind of becomes a part of you, and I had never expected that in a million years. My name is Amelia. I'm from San Francisco, and I am majoring in journalism with an emphasis in strategic communications, and then double minoring in Italian and business. I actually had a cousin who came here, and I came out to visit her kind of with no expectations of choosing KU. I'd always thought like, oh, I'm gonna stay in California, like that's where I'm gonna live my whole life. And I loved it. By the end of the weekend, I found myself saying we instead of like, oh, like the Jayhawks, or like, oh, KU students, which now when I think about it is kind of weird.
When I applied, it was because my dad had attended KU. So just out of curiosity, I applied, but never really looked into it. And then the spring semester of my senior year, I had an opportunity to visit Lawrence. You know, it felt like everything clicked at that moment. I saw campus for the first time, and I was just really surprised. My name is Patrick Scully. I'm a senior here from Torrance, California, and I study aerospace engineering.
I went to a restaurant on Mass Street, and I met this elderly couple sitting next to my dad and I, and they were talking to us, and they were just so nice. We talked to them for hours, and then at the end, the woman just gave me her card and was like, I know you're from out of state, and if you ever need a mom while you're here, like, call me. And in my head, I was like, stranger danger, like, people don't do this. But that was kind of the start of the Midwest hospitality that I saw when I was here. And then the next day, I went on my campus tour, and it was a beautiful day. And I was just like on cloud nine the whole time. I signed that day. Like, I chose my meal plan in the visitor center that day. My name is Chandler Frame. I'm from Sacramento, California, and I'm studying journalism and international studies. I first got here and I slept with my mom in the hotel room every night until she left. I was like crying. I was like, don't leave me.
For some reason, I was like, I need to bring everything that I own because it's gonna be 3 months until I'm home. And that's like not the case. Like, it's not Siberia. It's just a couple states over.
I knew that if I had gone to school in California, I wouldn't want to come home every weekend anyway. I really wanted the independence. Once I officially just kind of like let myself get out of my comfort zone, I loved being here.
The move itself seems a lot scarier than it actually is. I definitely stressed myself out a lot. And now looking back, I'm like, man, I didn't need to bring 7 suitcases over with me.
There's just like a huge confusion about Midwest states and what goes on.
Coming from California, it was kind of, you know, just a city in the middle of Kansas. You know, what's going on in Lawrence, I had no idea.
People here are really nice. And I'm not saying people at home aren't nice, but like, I've never experienced at home someone standing holding the door open for you when you're like 20 feet away.
I like that Lawrence is really funky. I think in California we have a lot of towns like that. Like, I'm from Sacramento, so I spent a lot of time in Berkeley and San Francisco, and we have Santa Cruz and places like that. And I was kind of worried that I wouldn't have that in Kansas. It's probably not what you think it is, so you should definitely come visit and see it.
You know, I fell in love with it immediately. I love downtown Lawrence.
When the weather got cold, it was a little difficult again.
I got to Kansas and I had, you know, my wardrobe was full of just shorts and shirts. I had no pants and I had no jackets and no boots. And I realized, you know, once winter came, I realized pretty quickly that I had to get some clothes.
It was really fun playing in the snow the first like 2 times. And then I was the first on the bus, like every day once it dropped like under 40.
I think my favorite thing about being a Jayhawk are the connections you can make during your time at KU. And those connections that you can carry on after you graduated from KU.
And the amazing thing about KU and all of the opportunities and the programs that we have here is that everybody wants you here and they want you to succeed while you're here.
You know that everybody else is at school for the same reason, to get a good education, but also to have, you know, a good college experience.
I just didn't realize that the community would expand past the university.
Whenever I wear a KU sweatshirt in an airport, or when I was in Budapest, I saw a guy with a KU hat, and it's just like, ah, like Rock Chalk.
My dad will call me and be like, I was just walking around downtown in my KU shirt and someone just yelled out their window, Rock Chalk!
When I travel around the country and I see other people, you know, they have Jayhawk pins or Jayhawk shirts on, you immediately make a connection with, you know, a stranger you don't know.
It's a worldwide family, and everybody who's a part of that family is so proud.
this isn't just in Lawrence, it's actually everywhere.
Come to KU. I never expected to be here in a million years. I don't know if I can say that any more times, but I would not change it for the world.